Welcome back to 40 Days with Jesus. We are on day 10. Can you believe we're like a fourth of the way done with 40 Days with Jesus? But yesterday we were at the pool, you remember, and Jesus healed an invalid, a person who was paralyzed. And the problem wasn't that he was healed. The problem was that when he got healed, it was the Sabbath day, and this man was instructed to pick up his mat and carry it, which was a sin in the Pharisees' eyes and the Jewish leaders' eyes. So that created a problem. So we pick up in verse 16 of John chapter 5 today, and it says this: so because Jesus was doing these things on the Sabbath, the Jews persecuted him. So we don't know exactly what that means, what they did to him. Probably just persecuted him using their words at this point, and they were saying things against Jesus or towards Jesus. And again, John uses the word the Jews persecuted Jesus. And Jesus said to them, "My Father is always at work to this very day, and I too am working." And then verse 18, for this reason the Jews tried all the harder to kill him, not only because he was breaking the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his Father, making himself equal with God. And this is the Jews that wanted to kill Jesus. Now John uses this word, the Jews, as if this was Jesus' arch enemy, or the people who were attacking or after Jesus. But Jesus was a Jew. So John is using this phrase, the Jews, very specifically to talk about the Jewish leaders, those people who were offended by Jesus' work and Jesus' ministry and by Jesus' claims of who he was. And these are the people that ended up being responsible for Jesus dying on the cross. But the Jews that he's speaking of, again, was the religious leaders, not all Jews, but specifically the religious leaders and those who had set themselves against Jesus. We pick up at verse 19, and Jesus, over these next few verses, talks about his relationship with the Father. And I want to encourage you to take time, spend some time digging in there, and hopefully read it yesterday, but this time I want you to dig in. What was Jesus' relation to the Father? How did he know what to do and how to live when he was here on the earth? And how did he respond to the Father's speaking, teaching, urging, direction? And this section kind of also picks up with the idea of life, that the Father had life in him. Jesus received that life, and Jesus had life in him, and then Jesus wants to pass that life on to us, that people everywhere would experience life in Christ. What a great idea. And Jesus wanted that. He wanted people everywhere to experience life, and that was only available in Jesus Christ. In verse, let's go to verse... Let's just read this. Do not be amazed at this, for a time is coming when all who are in their graves and hear his voice and come out. Those who have done good will rise to live, and those who have done evil will rise to be condemned. Jesus makes it very plain that all people will one day rise. Some will rise to have this life that goes on forever, and some will rise to a condemnation, being found guilty in life. And it's because of what you do with Jesus, whether you are found condemned or you're found to have life that goes on forever. Verse 30, second half of that, Jesus is talking about what he does, and he says, I seek not to please myself, I seek not to please myself, but him who sent me. And I guess that's my challenge today. Really our challenge on Sunday, if you were part of the worship experience on Sunday, who is it that you live for? Is it all about us, or is it all about God? And Jesus, even Jesus, the Son of God, says, I seek not to please myself, but I want to please the Father. And that needs to be the challenge in our lives, not to seek self, not to please ourselves, but to please God with our lives on a daily basis. Find out what pleases God. How do you find that out? Hey, got a good idea. How do you find out what pleases God? This is how we find out what pleases God. Spend time in his word, spend time talking to him, and then live according to what you learn. And that's some of the things that hopefully we're picking up on this 40 days with Jesus as we go on. The next few verses really reflect back again to Jesus and his relationship with the Father, and then Jesus almost brings on the condemnation of those people who had just condemned him. Those people were after him. Jesus turns it on them and says, you're missing it. You're completely missing it. You don't even have a relationship with the God whom you're trying to live for, God who you're trying to stand up for. And so it's almost an attack on those who had attacked him. But he speaks truth, and sometimes that truth hurts very badly. And Jesus probably dug in to the deepness of their hearts when he spoke truth into them. And maybe they were convicted, but whatever reason, they didn't turn to Jesus, they turned against him. And I'm hoping that as you spend time with God, there'll be times when we're convicted, when we feel like, hey, I'm not where I need to be, I'm wrong. And you have two options. One is you can get upset about it, get frustrated with it, maybe even blame God. And the other is to go, hey, I need I need to fix this. I need to be fixed, and I'm going to give this to God, and I'm going to stop the things that I know I can stop, and trust Him with all things. And that's where we need to be. Tomorrow, we're going to pick up with John chapter 6. Read John chapter 5 again. Seek some new things. I didn't get to go over it all, but seek, what is Jesus doing? What is His relationship with the Father? What needs to be our relationship with the Father, how we live and how we do. Tomorrow, we're going up on a mountain, and we're going across a lake. We're going to see Jesus feeding 5,000 people and Jesus walking on water. It's going to be a great experience tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, 40 Days with Jesus.